Holy moly, man. I've been streaming now. I've been streaming now for almost an hour. I'd have my mic on. One of these days I'll have followers and they'll tell me within a couple of minutes that I'm screwing up. But right now, I have just a couple. My 13 followers, you know, the odds of any one of them showing up. You've been showing up a lot, but you're rarely around at the beginning, so. Holy moly, I went through the whole, holy moly. What I've done in the last in the majority of the work I've done has mostly been talking, which is useless. I'm going to have to go onto the stream and cut everything off. Hey, look, they actually gave me all of the teams, the actual NFL teams. I did not think it would do that. But okay, I'll take it. I'm going to have to alter. Oh, that's what I didn't do. Shoot. Yeah. Shoot, I gotta update this. Wow. I hope it's not that. Because followers after my death, not gonna do me in the least bit of good. Nope. Game City. Stream. Let's actually do it this way. Right. Game City, game mascot. And we will do that, but all right, so what these are for, mascot. Don't want any mascots, I want a mascot. Man, I had a nice little spiel earlier about what I'm working on right now. Now I'm mad because it's not on there. I'll have to do I guess I'll have to go over it again at some point. Anyway, so No. It is essential features. Okay, so in order for me to do the simulation, I need to have something to display. And that's what I'm working on right now. Here, let me show you the... This is... See, if you would know... If you were here at the beginning and told me my mic was off, you'd get this piece of information. This is what you get for being late. See this big mess? This was my explanation earlier of what I'm doing now. I'm such bad. Okay, I'm writing on holy moly. Oh, because it shows up twice. I guess I could turn this off. Okay, so I'm writing on my Surface Pro with a Surface Pro pen, and my Surface Pro is arm's length away and it's vertical. And I'm trying to write on a slippery screen. It's not like a nice smooth thing. But here's the deal. Here is a quick overview of what I'm doing right now. And this is, to me, this is the essential coolness. Hot cheerleaders. That's, yeah. Oh, you know who did a pretty good job of, you know who did a pretty good job with cheerleaders? Okay, so there's a guy who came and followed me while I was gaming last week, and he said his company or him or whoever was working on a game, and it's called Super Tiny Football. It's on Android. It already exists. And they have cheerleaders in their game. Now, they're not super hot. I mean, it's basic animation, but it looks really good. And they've got like these 4 cheerleaders that are in sync, and I'm like, that's pretty impressive. I mean, it's a nice looking layout that they've got going for how their plays work. The game overall is it's basically a lot like Retro Bowl, except a little bit newer looking graphics, but they still did a really good job, and that's the kind of level of graphics I want to have. Maybe not the same style, and mine will be doing a lot more intricate stuff without the player control, which really you're only controlling like 1 player, 2 players tops. But anyway, it's still. But what this is the complexity of what I'm working on right now. And as I get deeper and deeper into it, the goal is to get this run game. Okay, so I got RG right here. See RG? That is run game. And that's the service that's going to do all the simulation crap. But in order for this to work, I need to provide it a couple of things. One, I need it from the UI. I need to say, okay, here are the 2 teams I want to run. So I'm going to pass it team IDs. Now the question is, how do I get team IDs so that the run game can grab those teams from the back end, and so that's why I'm putting in the mascot and the name, because I'm just going to put those in there. It's simple stuff. But I got to first seed the database, and then I can say, okay, well, when an account gets created, assign them a team. Just by default, we'll give them any old team. Eventually, I'll let them pick a team, but I'm not going to worry about that right first. So they'll just get a team. And they can change. And they won't be able to change names. I don't know when I'm going to allow changing names, because changing names is you're opening up a huge can of worms. You're going to have people putting in crap names, and you've got to filter them, and you got to do all this other garbage. I'm like, I might let them just pick from a list. I might just create a whole bunch of dumb stuff, and besides the point, I might just let them pick from the default teams of the league. And that's what most games do. They give you whatever the league has, and you pick one of them, and that's your team. So anyhow, that's not important. That's coming later. At first, it'll just be whatever I give them. And all right, so the UI needs to come up with the team. Now, how do I get the team? How do I get a selection? Well, I want to provide, in the fairly near future, player interactivity. Something, anything, just something that allows people like yourself or anybody else who happens to have, maybe any of my backers, if I ever get backers, Patreon or through my Indiegogo, which, by the way, I do have an Indiegogo going to launch. I don't know when. I was going to launch it this week, but I'm giving it one more week of people to maybe find it. We'll see. I think I've got like 0 people, so we'll see. I'm hoping it can do better than the last one. You need $100 minimum to get to keep the money that you get from Indiegogo. I got 50 last time, so I didn't get to keep anything. Hopefully this time I'll reach 100. Hey, if anybody's watching this in post, any of you 13 of my people, or anyone else who comes along and wants to back my Indiegogo, yeah, if you want to help me get to $100, then I get at least get $100. That's better than DoorDash has paid for the last week and a half. So that's something. Keep me going at least a little bit. Anyway, so what I decided to do is this. This is a game starting soon page. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go from the home, you'll hit the run sim page, which is the football field. And then when you click on the football field, you're going to have a page that says, what kind of game do you want to run? You're going to either run a stream game, which is, I guarantee you, nothing like anybody's done yet. All right, I can't guarantee that, but I don't think anybody's done anything like it. I'm going to have a stream game. And then you got league game, which is if you have a team and you're in a league and you've got a lot of games going on, you might run one of those games. I do Uber also, and Uber is the worst. It is the absolute worst. But I run them both because I have to. Uber pays so freaking bad. I mean, I have done so many deliveries around here. The minimum wage in my where I live is $17 an hour. And now it's high, but it's also really high cost of living over here. And today I went out for 2.5 hours. I had DoorDash and Uber going. I made $17 for 2.5 hours. That's like $8.50 an hour. That is like 1990 minimum wage. That's how bad it is. So yeah, don't get me started on those two. And Uber's so bad. They frequently offer me these trips, 20 miles for $8. That's like 30 cents, maybe just over 30 cents a mile. That's the IRS will pay me 30 cents a mile for what I'm doing. So they're basically paying me the tax deductible amount. That's how bad it is. It's terrible. Anyway, I don't want to talk about them. So anyways, I'll have this game starting soon button. If you click stream, which is the first thing I'm working on, I'm not working on these other ones yet, that's later. We'll have this starting soon thing, which we'll call my streamer service. Oh, I bet. But then they don't pay that much in India. you know, so I mean, it's like, that's great, but unfortunately I can't like get the money, go live in India, come back, get the money, go back. But $17 an hour here is minimum wage. In fact, what is it? Like if you want to buy like rent a 1-bedroom apartment here, 1-bedroom apartment will cost you about $2,000 a month. So yeah, it's pretty bad. And we're talking a small, maybe 300, 400 square feet, if you're lucky. Yeah, it's bad. So yeah. Anyway, so this team component we'll call the streamer service. Streamer service will basically create a listener, and it'll wait. It'll wait to receive some outside commands. Now those commands are going to be endpoints or URLs. And once those URLs come back with teams, the streamer service is going to go, oh, okay, here, pass those back to the starting soon. And as soon as both of these fields populate, the starting soon will send down to the UI, to the UI component, which is basically that POC that you see when I run my sample. You got that football field. But now we're going to have actual teams picked up by the streamer service. Streamer service passes them in, and it's going to say, okay, we got these 2 teams now. We're going to pass them into the run game. Run game has its 2 teams. Run game says, hey, coach, I need a play for this team, and I need a play for this team. Coach will send back 4 plays, but one of them is the selected play. The reason it's going to send back 4 is so that when run game sends the updated game state back to the UI can actually display the 4 plays that they're chosen from, and then it'll show the one that's picked. Kind of a little like you can see what your coach is picking from. And now it's going to send them back. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm not going to display them right now, but it's basically just get them, send them back, just so that I have them to start manipulating at time. It's kind of like I'm setting up infrastructure. So once it gets those plays back and the plays it needs, it goes to the run play component, the coach then goes out to the game plan, which I've been working on for the last few weeks. Now I've got kind of a working game plan, and it's going to say, hey, this is the game state that run game gave me, and I need to know what plays or play types fall into the game, according to the game plans. And it's going to, okay, game plan's going to, these are the what's determined, and it comes back to coach. Coach takes the game plan and says, hey, these are the 4 plays I picked based on the game plan settings. Sends them back, go to run play, runs the play, calculates the results, gives them back to run game. Run game sends the game state and the results of the play back to the UI along with the plays. UI shows everything and says, hey, I need another play. And it just goes back and forth until the play is done. The UI just keeps displaying whatever's sent back from the run game. But that's what's happening. So all the parts I have to build, and I've already built some of these. I've already built a basic this page. I've started to build the streamer service, but I don't think it's attached yet, but I'll get that next. I got the UI already exists, obviously, and I have a new one set up to start passing the teams back. I have the run game service, run play service. I have the coach service and the game plan. Now, none of this stuff is fully functional yet, but I'm hoping. Now, what this is determined to be as a streamer, this streamer feature, is going to be endpoints that I could set up in Stream Elements. Stream Elements, I put in these endpoints, and then I can assign those endpoints to commands on my chat. And I can start the game while I'm streaming and just have it running in a corner or something. And people in my chat can come in and go, what's the team that you want to play with? And it'll put in some kind of, you can put in a team name like Broncos or whatever, and it'll go back and it'll populate the team. Next team is Broncos. And someone else puts in another chat, they put in Seahawks, and the Seahawks go back, and that's the team that gets selected, and that's the team that runs. Those are the 2 teams that are going to play each other. Eventually, I'll have additional streamer commands, like you'll be able to do things like run or sub run. Sub run, I haven't decided on the exact name, so I'm making up the names right now. But basically, the command will be something like you can sub in and do a run play, which means like it would say Ariano, throw away, gets the handoff and runs for 2 yards, because it'll inject your name into the next play that comes along. And since you said run, it's a run. Or if you said pass, it'll pass. So that's how it's supposed to. That's how the streamer stuff is going to work. It's going to allow for chat people to interact with the game, and they can see what's happening on the game, and they can be part of the game. And I'm even thinking I want to track the stats of those players in the game. So at the end of the game, it'll say, if you were chatting or you were here the whole time and you kept putting yourself in the game, it'll say, Ariano, throw away, ran for 4 yards, threw for 20 yards, received 2 and scored 7 points. Because you might have put your name in a bunch of times during certain plays. And it'll show those stats at the end of the game. That's one of those are some of my streamer functions. It'll keep people around while the game's running. Maybe, if they want to see how it goes. So the more people I have watching my streams, the more they'll have the ability to work their stats, assuming they're doing well. But if the game is using real players in the background, it's really just a name being substituted into the play. So whatever player the game is running, I mean, the true thing that's going on, So if I have, like, say, a really good running back on this team that's running on the Seahawks or whatever, and you sub in at running back, you're really still that player, but you're just subbing in for a play. So it's not really changing that, but it's a visual. I mean, functionally, nobody will know the difference, but whatever. Yes, exactly. The idea is to let everybody who's my stream viewers be able to interact with the game while it's showing. It's not just there. They can actually put in commands and affect the game. They could literally come in while I'm gaming and game on my game, or game on the game that's going on in the background. So that'll be fun. I think it'll be a pretty easy. I think that might actually not be that complicated. I hope. I say that, but who knows? Who knows what kind of hole I'm digging for myself. But actually, I think that's one of the first features I can really start providing to as I'm developing this, because it'll be fun. Because if I've got it working well, while I'm developing the next pieces of the game, I could actually have a version of the game running in the corner that people can participate in. So make my programming be a little bit more interactive. No, I'll put delays and stuff like that in there to help. For one, the game will only listen for things when it's doing. Okay, so what's going to be happening is, I've already determined how this is going to work. The coach component, there's no listening for anything until the coach component is called. So at this point, the run game calls the coach. So the coach is the one that handles play calls and substitution and whatever the heck else, whatever's going on in the game. So the coach is going to be listening for those special commands. But once the coach sends back information, it's not listening anymore for anything. It's going to run the next play. So people will have to send in, and you got to remember, I don't have 100,000 followers, but once it gets a command, it's going to take the command, and that's it. So it's first come, first serve. You got to remember, chat is inline. Chat is inline, so it's not like your last comment came before the one you just sent. So the first one that sends a signal in, that's the one it's going to take. And then I'll probably have other commands or other things that go, all right, because you can capture the username. So what I might do is have things like, don't allow maybe the same person can't send in another command for, a play or two plays or whatever, some kind of limitation that the coach will go, oh, can't take that one. And, maybe it's just a time limit. It's like, okay, so you can't take this one for 30 seconds or a minute, because give a chance for someone else's call to come in. So, yeah, there will be things to kind of guide that. But I'll have some catches and traps in there. I mean, it's going to take whatever it gets first. And just like anything, if everybody's racing to something, yeah, some people are going to miss out. But that's just the way it goes. I still think it's going to be kind of cool to be able to interact. It's kind of like when people have those contests, and they'll say the first one to type potato soup, and then all of a sudden you go 50 people type potato soup. Well, obviously that first guy was the one. And maybe what it'll do is, maybe the coach will try to catch as many as it can and then randomly pick one from it. But I don't know. We'll see. Well, right now this chat interface will be like what you're on now, and you'll put in a command like bang. I'll set up the command in Stream Elements, and you say what it is, and I'll say something like the command name will be sub, and you say bang sub, and then the thing you'll pass is run. But maybe that Stream Elements will know that means, okay, pass the run value and the play and the streamer ID. So it'll take the streamer ID and the run value and send them back to the API. And the API will see those two values. Or I've also thought maybe doing other things, like have multiple things, like no. Bang, you know what a bang is, right? In coding, bang is an exclamation point. It's the same thing you do to prefix other commands like tag or game or whatever when you're doing so whenever I type something like bang game football, and I put this in my, I don't know if you see this. Okay, so this is me telling Nightbot picked it up, but I have Stream Elements as well. And if it picks up the command, it knows what to do. So in this case, I type bang or exclamation point game and football, while Stream Elements said, oh, that command means go update the game title in Twitch. And so now my game title in Twitch is football. If I change it to something else, it would change to whatever the other thing is. If I say game, if I go hashtag tags, and I say something like game simulation and PFFM and FPFM, just because whatever. So now Nightbot is going, oh, I need to update the tags for this. Now YouTube doesn't do tags. Well, it does, but it doesn't work with Nightbot. In fact, in a minute it'll come back and go, YouTube doesn't support this. But it doesn't matter. It's going to update the tags in stream tags have been updated to GameSim. Well, because if I go look at my YouTube right now, it doesn't work there. But I can have it be any URL or image or thing I want it to be. And if somebody types in that command, I can put in a custom one that'll say, oh, it's going to go back to now, the way it'll work, if I want to allow other streamers to use this, like maybe they want to be able to run a game on their stream. And they can have their users do this, because you'll see some different of these stream saved games are used by streamers, and different games, not all football, but different things where people can have some interaction with what's going on. And I was thinking that's kind of cool. Like one I think somebody had it's got this guy, people can put their names in or whatever, and this guy will run across the field with their name over above him. He's a knight with a sword, or a wizard or something. And he goes and fights this dragon, and everybody just takes turns putting their name in, and a character goes across with their user ID, and it takes a shot at the dragon, and slowly the dragon gets whittled down, and eventually someone kills the dragon, and then it just runs again. So it's kind of like that. So you'll be able to do something like that and have an effect on what's going on in the game. So you'll be able to put all that information in, and what it'll do is you'll set up your own links in Stream Elements or whatever, and it'll have your stream ID. So you'll go, all right, I'm starting this game, click, it's now running and waiting, and when people put the command in, it'll go to your stream, your URL, your endpoint, and if it's waiting for some value, it'll pick it up and set the game. It'll affect the game. So you could have 50 streamers all streaming their own game, and it'll they'll all have their own thing because they'll have their own links set up for it. Yeah, Windows 10. I move along, man. Things update in the world, and I move on. I like it in the center. It's all right. Yeah, I know. The old days of the I'm not bound to any one way. If it's the current way, I go with the current way. There are things I change though. I got tired. I got tired. All my well, what the heck, man? That's not what this is supposed to look like. Whatever. Let's reopen that. See, I put all my tabs on the side here. It's because you can read them. It's like when they're on top, you can't read any of the freaking tabs. Because I open up so many tabs. All they look like is little squares. But over here, I can have a bunch of tabs and I can read all of them. And if I don't like it, I can make it bigger. So, yeah, it's way better. Who'd they sign? Trent Sherfield. So like, here, see, I can actually see most of this. I know what this is, even though it's, it's a little cut off. But I can always make this bigger if I want to. Nah, Chrome's not better. I use Edge. I like Edge. I am not one of those haters. There's so many people that are Microsoft haters. I don't know why. But I used to use Chrome a lot, but it got on my nerves. I was having all kinds of problems with Chrome. In a sense, I mean, Edge uses Chromium, which is like a version of Chrome, I guess. But I like the features. Man, I really like these workspaces. I use them a ton. These are like awesome. These workspaces allow me to group together all the key things I use all the time. So like I can open up my programming one, which I use constantly. And you can see all these pages. But you can even put these little sections in here. So these sections are where like, these are my key things. These are things I might come back and reference. But, man, I have so many things. No wonder my computer freaks out when I have too many tabs open. Jeez, a lot of crap. Alright, here we go. This is all NFL related stuff. So these are like the AIs that I use and I don't use Supabase anymore. I was doing that when I was doing some training, but I use these two all the time. This is my GitHub and my Docker stuff. And then I also have my Azure in here. Framer Motion, which I'm planning to try to use to get some kind of cool features going in React. I haven't figured it out yet, though, because I don't know all the ins and outs of Framer Motion, but I'm working on it. I also haven't figured out how to get my ngrok static domain functioning. That's been kind of a... Let's put that up here. Why do I have 2 Mongos? I don't need 2 Mongos. Amazing how many things I have in here that are of no use to me. And then I have this tab, which doesn't even have... Do I even have anything in it? These are my YouTube experts. Building microservices, full project in Go, animations in React, complex animations. Things that I want to look at later. But yeah, I use the workspaces are just great. No, I won't, because I forget what they are. I don't want to be looking around for stuff. I gotta go type in GitHub and go These take me straight to the pages that I care about. And I just click on them. I know where they are. It's easy to find. So much better than just typing on them. And I can keep all of this stuff nice and together. I'm a guy who has a lot of tabs open constantly. So it doesn't matter if I'm not using workspaces. I still will open up a million tabs and I'm like, constantly cleaning them out. But when I know I reopen them constantly over and over and over again, day in and day out, it's like, okay, time for a workspace. It's like I have a workspace for my for the D&D stuff I was doing. So when I was running a campaign, I had like the last page of the campaign I was working on, the spells I've been doing, my D&D my name generator if I needed to come up with a name. Bookmarks are a pain in the rear. You got to go all the way over here. You got to start scanning down. Where is the bookmark that matters to me? I got to go entertainment maybe, and then D&D, and then which one is this? No, that's the pain in the backside. In fact, now I could probably get rid of most of those. This pops up just the ones I want. So much easier. I got the things I was working on, my Avernus, all the campaigns I needed. So much. It was just nice. I just go start, open this up, bam, I have everything I need loaded up. And it actually loads the page. So once I'm here, I can go to any one of these and the page is already loaded. I don't have to navigate. I don't have to wait for it. It's waiting. Yeah, it takes a second, but it's there and ready and waiting for me to do my thing. So, oh yeah, no, the workspaces are great. I think that's probably one of Edge's best features. Of all the things that Edge does that's different from Chrome. But it also does a few other things. Plus, my bookmarks are unique to the workspace. So you can see I have this Python and Kanban and Docker Hub and some other links up here. These are only on my programming workspace. If I open up my regular workspace or my regular thing, these are all like my normal, like my mail and my message webs and my Office 2019. What the heck do I have that for? Oh yeah, because that's a whole story. I'm not going to tell you why. But then I have my bank thing on YNAB. So it's just my personal stuff, the stuff I don't care about. Oh my gosh. On an 8 gigabyte virtual machine. You know, why would you need 1,000 tabs? You can't see 1,000 tabs. I could see having 50 if you have a 4K browser, and you have a really high resolution like mine. I have a 4K browser here, and I have it set at 4K. So when I go here, my browser can hold how many? I do not know what that was, but there's a lot of people talking at once. Okay, so this is my my cores. Oh, they're actually not too bad right now. I'm shocked. They get up to like 100 degrees Celsius, which is insanely hot. I have 2 fans on the back. I don't need a workspace with 100 tabs. I just often end up with one. Actually, it's more like 30 tabs. Like I said, I keep opening tabs, and then I have to go back and clean them up. Like my programming one only has, I think, now that I cleaned it up some, it's only got like 15 tabs. It's got my ngrok stuff and my Docker and my GitHub and all of my AI guys, Mongo stuff, and then these are just reference. I just have them out here until I get to those stages, but I'm keeping them because I don't want to have to go look for them again. Nobody will ever need 1,000 tabs. For one, your computer will melt down. It uses up so much freaking memory. I don't know why. I don't know why tabs are so inefficient, to be honest. They are hard on a computer, both in Chrome and in. If you have too many tabs. If your computer suddenly starts wigging out, it's probably because you have too many freaking tabs open. So sometimes I'll have like 3 of my workspaces open because I'll have the ones I use all the time are my market research. Well, actually more the social media, the planning, and the programming. Those are my 3 I use all the time. This one I don't use all the time, but I do use it. And then I have a couple others that I don't use as often now because I'm finished with that D&D campaign. Is that what it is? But huh. All right, so let's do this. I gotta take this seed data and go over to my user account here. New file. I don't know. We go seed data. We'll go. Oops, I'm supposed to be a new file. Nope, nope, nope. Delete this. Try to get new file. Seed data backslash teams seed JSON. Hey, it only gave me 3. I wanted all of them. What happened to all the rest? But you put them. Oh, wait, what just happened? Thanks, but I need 32 teams. So, Game City and Game Mascot are going to be the ones you actually see in the games. Yes, I have read most of them. Well, I've read them in Audible. My car gets about 22 miles to the gallon. We have all 32 teams now. Still cranking them out. 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm making it give me all 32 teams because I don't want to have to type them. Well, the thing is, I am going to have to type stuff out. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Shoot. Oh, that was probably bad. I can probably delete those manually. You see taking drugs? What? Oh, you mean like Sherlock Holmes did because he was a druggie? Yeah, I guess that works. Do I want to have 26 game plans, though? I don't know if I want to have 26 game plans. Every team will probably have its own playbook, though. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Because this is seed data. Seed data is root. As far as user ID, yeah, we'll call it default. That works. That works. Good job. You picked a good name. Of course, I may have told it that already. I may have said default, but I picked a good. Somebody picked a good name. All right. So game city and game name are what's going to be displayed in my game because these are technically I can't put those on my game. They're not allowed licensing, you know. But I do have a list of all of the names that will be in there, and they're anagrams of the others. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'll go through and enter those 32 in later. But anyway, dude, man, it's 10:20 my time. I gotta call it. So it's off to bed for me. I got to go sleep, man. Get some good rest and get up early and work out and you know, do the things that gotta go. I'm hoping tomorrow I'm able to get a lot more plugged in. Today was crazy. I gotta work on taxes though. We gotta get our taxes done. Help my daughter get hers done. Hers is easy. But I got to do my taxes and see if I'm going to get any money back. Probably not. Well, I hope I get something. I've had to pay the last couple of years. That really sucked. And now I owe the IRS. Oh, I hate owing the IRS money. But hopefully I'll get money back, which means I'll just take it because I owe them from last year. So I've been paying them monthly to try to pay that off. And so if I get lucky and make a few $1,000s, then I can put that. They'll take it back to what I owe them, and then I won't have to pay them as much every month. Anyway, man, till next time. God bless.